This program is designed and produced by the community with the support of TVCogeco.
Hi, I'm Bruce McIntyre. Welcome to Up to Date. With me is County of Renfrew Warden Peter Emon. Each week we bring you, the viewer, up to date on what's going on around the County of Renfrew. Peter, a lot of people don't understand the role of the warden, what the County of Renfrew really is. So take a minute and let our viewers know your role and the county's role.
Sure. The County of Renfrew is 7,000 square kilometers. It stretches from Arnprior through onto Griffith up to De Riviere over to Barry's Bay. It is a service deliverer in the broadest sense of social services and paramedics. It also has a significant number of kilometers of county roads to maintain, as well as providing childcare services and Ontario Works and Ontario Housing.
Okay. And your role as a warden, just kind of pop into that role? How did that happen?
I am the head of council, or the CEO of the organization, the chief executive officer. In my position, I came to it as a result of a vote, in theory, of the members of county council. You have to be a member of county council. There are 17 members, and the warden assumes office at the will of the remainder of county council.
Okay. And the county's been around just over 150 years. Big birthday party a couple of years ago.
Yes, it was a great event.
And this is, if you don't know, this is the largest geographical county.
We are twice the size of Prince Edward Island.
Okay, and a bag of potatoes left over.
Yes.
So there you go. So as your role of the warden and overseeing the legislative process of the County of Renfrew, a lot of the policies and programs for you as the warden in the county come from the province. So I want to talk a bit about the relationship with the province. You just recently came back from a very large conference which is held every year, brings municipalities together. Tell us about that conference you were at and the county's role and relationship with the province and delivery of services.
The county, as a municipal government, upper tier municipal government, is a creature of the province of Ontario by legislation. It's under the Municipal Act, Ontario Municipal Act, which I believe the initial one was passed in the early 1900s. It's been updated several times since then. And we are charged with administering the day-to-day affairs of the citizens of Renfrew County, whether it's through the Planning Act, the Zoning Act, any number of other provincial legislation. I just recently returned from Ontario Good Roads, which is a very significant conference which allows the county government as well as municipal government to meet with ministers of the Crown, ministers of the province, to talk about the issues of the day. We use it as I call it a canary in the coal mine effect, where we meet with them and say, look, these are some of the issues we're running into. You're going to have to re-examine your policy, or you're going to have to resource it differently. And so it's a good opportunity for us to have a nice one-to-one conversation with ministers and their staff. And
the big thing coming to this past conference, what was the county looking for or hoping to highlight going into this conference?
We asked for one delegation and received it with Minister Jeffries of the Ontario Municipal Affairs and Housing portfolio. Our issue was the changes that they've undergone in structure. They've talked about and started to implement changing Ontario Works, how it's dispensed. The ODSP benefits are being targeted as well. And the community startup funding. And the community startup funding is if someone becomes homeless or close to being homeless or have some difficulty, there is some funds out there that can be assigned to them to assist them through a rough patch. And the province has cut back on that amount of funding, but given us more people to serve. So in essence, we'll be serving more people with less money, and that's going to cause us some difficulty.
And this is one of the few times that a delegation wasn't sought for Highway 17 expansion, but it's always an ongoing process. Maybe tell our viewers a bit of the history of the background of Highway 417 and its relevance to the county.
Well, it's a pretty significant infrastructure piece for the county. It's operated by the province of Ontario, funded entirely by them. We are in the process and have been before my time with the county, discussing with the province about four-laning it through the county, out the northwestern side towards Barry's Bay, towards North Bay. Yeah. We don't consider it a dangerous highway, but we consider it a very busy and unforgiving highway because with the traffic coming back and forth, and there'll be more traffic now the CP rail's been closed down. If you make a mistake, you're going to head on into somebody. So that was the message we wanted to get to the minister and say, look, we need to be on your 5 and 10 year plan. Get to phase 2, which is the next 6 kilometers from where it's ended in Arnprior to get it out past Campbell Drive now to Shiel. And so we normally have asked for delegations to receive them. This time, Reeve Stack from Arnprior in August went to Toronto, spoke with the minister, with then Warden Sweet. We were challenged to develop an economic development and an economic statement of the impact and the importance of Highway 17. We've developed that. We expect we'll have an audience, a fuller audience with the minister in May or June, which is probably the correct approach because we think we're closer now to getting some commitments from them. So we need a little more time to massage the message and make sure we have the right information.
So there was a definite shift from, I mean, it's tragic, a number of tragedies have taken place on the highway, but there has been a shift of the focus to more economic development and the impact. I mean, the safety issue is still very paramount, but now another dimension is the economic impact.
Right, we wanted to expose the province to our thinking. Yes, it's a major thoroughfare for our residents and a lot of visitors. A lot of goods travel from east to west and west to east on it, and a lot of our businesses depend on it. And yes, people travel on it, and yes, people do get hurt, and we're giving that due consideration in our presentations. But we felt right now, money and numbers talk, and whenever you're asking for money, you have to demonstrate there's a spin-off or a return on investment for the province, and so that's been the slight shift in focus.
And looking down the road the next year, what big things are on the horizon for you, do you think, as far as the county goes, some challenges or opportunities?
Endangered species legislation, we really have to speak with the minister and with our neighbors in the urban settings and say, look, you know, some of this stuff, we understand. We've been good stewards of the land around here for 150 plus years. We understand about species. We're very protective of them as well because we depend on the natural environment for logging, mining, and aggregates. And so we know the balance. We're pretty comfortable. We understand the balance. But we also need to reinforce with our urban neighbors that some of the things that are being demanded on the Endangered Species Act impacts on the ability of us to get them wood to build their houses, us to get them aggregates to build their roads, and us to provide good recreational and safe recreational opportunities, which we've been able to develop in concert with the environment. And
that's a very important point. And I think, unfortunately, the wonderful things of television running out of time. So we're going to pick up that on another episode coming up of Up to Date. Tune in each week here on Cogeco to catch up with Warden Emon and what's going on in the County of Renfrew. And until next time, I'm Bruce McIntyre, the County of Renfrew. We'll see you then.